Okay. Good morning. It is Sunday, July 26th, 2026. 7/26/26. I took a week off, and then I took another week off. But I had good reason to. Last week, I was working a real job from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then my little sister's birthday party was taking place in the area. So that was going on. And I had a match around that afternoon time when it might have been able to be done, which we did lose. So I have a good excuse for that week. The week before, I do not know why. Oh, actually, I do know why I did not do one that week. That week, I was coming back from a friend's house in Willow Creek. So that day, you know, it could have also been done, but I was lazy and I did not. So here we are. 2 weeks later at 11:15 a.m. Back at it with no heel. Again. I think I need a heel for real. I need a little Ben Avery or uh who was the little guy Theo had for a bit. I think he had him for a while, but the clips would have him talking to him sometimes and on some of his solo episodes. The famous clip of Riley Mao. That was his name. Where he says, "Where are you originally from, Riley Mao?" And Riley Mao goes, "Here. I'm from here." And Theo says, "Sure," or "Sure, buddy." Because Theo is a bit of a romantic. He likes to enjoy the themes of the past. And how times were a little more simple, and you could look at someone who looks different from you and say something like, "Where are you originally from?" And in most cases, it wouldn't be too frowned upon. And an answer like I'm from here. Was born and raised here would be abnormal. Anyways, that's the vibe I get from Theo. But anyway, I woke up this morning and I decided I was going to spend some money. Frivolously. On hot food from somewhere. Even though I probably shouldn't, considering where I'm at in life and how much money I have. I decided I was going to indulge regardless. And so I drove about 10 minutes getting onto the highway and coming to a little grocery store with a hot food stand and self-serve hot food stand and grabbing some what's the word for made in bulk. Anyway, scrambled eggs and a hash brown and chicken tenders. And as I was looking around for something to drink, I found this Mountain Dew I had not seen before. This flavor. It's called Dirty Mountain Dew. Cream Soda Dew. And so I bought it. And along with a Red Bull that I had with my delicious oily breakfast, I got this Mountain Dew, and so I figured I'll crack it open right now and give a live first impressions. So here we go. It's really just a cream soda. It the citrus Mountain Dew flavor is basically non-existent. It's like 98% just cream soda and 2% Mountain Dew, the citrus Mountain Dew flavor. Um, yeah, it is not special. I'm disappointed, but you live and you learn. You live and you learn. this season of this, what is this, summer, this summer season of anime you see here, that I've ranked out here. Although you'll see a similar S through D with a similar level of, you know more, a lot, like a reasonable amount here being close to the top. And uh, you'll also see the majority here by one or two. I may have miscounted, at the bottom, and or from the mid to the bottom. And that's kind of the gist of this summer season of anime here in the romance genre. I think last season we may have had, although I did start this experiment last season, so I can't really tell. But just judging from these two seasons here that I've been trying this with, this season is less impressive, I would say. And one of these on this list isn't even romance. It's just slice of life comedy type. So yeah, there's really only one S rank romance this season, in with these first 2 to 3 episodes here that we're on now. And yeah, that would be the I'm not I have no idea what the titles for these things are, but it's the one with a blind girl in college. And it is is inarguably a word? Inarguably the best out of everything, even considering a season 2 entry here with season 2 of Polar Opposites. It's topping that. Polar Opposites season 2 is starting off consistent, and so it's getting that consistent A spot there. Nothing crazy, nothing bad. It's just a good, solid, consistent A rank right now. But this blind girl show is the one to watch if you're gonna pick one. It's hard to say why. It might just be the the setting and the concept of the blind romance that is new. And that's as they are, especially in the college setting as well, as long as they're getting this right, they're not messing anything up too much. It's the most interesting for sure. But that doesn't mean the other A ranks here aren't strong as well. And we could go into each of them, but the gist here is that there really is just these 6 out of, what would that be, 8, 9, 15, 6 out of 15, so a little over a third are really worth watching here. The rest are kind of, they might get better later in the season, but they had very slow, boring starts. And oh yeah, one of these is another short 3-minute per episode show, and that's this ice princess type one. But yeah, slower start to this season compared to last season. But if you're gonna watch something, watch this Blind Girl one, and if you don't mind a non-romance one, watch Yanni Neko or Chainsmoker Cat. It is also an S rank, and it's kind of something you got to see for yourself. It's original, it's done in good taste, and it's comedic. It's fun. It's good. So maybe these rankings will change a little bit next Sunday. And I think next Sunday I will be able to, I think I'll be confident enough to, I'll want to actually update this early in the season and week by week, and even if it's not, an hour long, I'll tell you guys what's up. But yeah, that's that. Not much else is happening here. This guy needs to move. This supporting of North California in 5-digit United States Cup, because they just lost in semifinals. They got knocked out. They got knocked to losers in quarters, and then they just got knocked out in semis. Which is kind of crazy for being seed 4 and having a supposedly super strong team. Guess they just got lower star rating, or maybe they had team issues. Maybe someone couldn't show up. Yeah. North California is done. And so now back to that match last Sunday. That was for North American Continental Summit, a 70K plus draft for Canada, US, and Mexico. 3v3 team size 5. They managed to get enough players for a round of 16 for that. And we got knocked out in round of 16. Which happens, You win some, you lose some. You win some, you lose some. You got to you have to live and learn. You can't learn if you don't live. And you can live and not learn. You want to live and learn, though. So we lived a bit. We got this Chud team. This Chud NACS team with Spud Sachi and Kanata and I and Squishy Mangoes and TypeScript was our fifth. And I kind of wanted to prove the haters wrong and make it further than round of 16, but this really was a chud team. We had no hidden players. I was the hidden player. So we lost. And we learned that you have to wake up early in order to not get your first round pick picked for you by someone else. And to have enough time to warm up to play potentially the best you can in match. That's what we learned. And so we'll take that into this only other tournament I am in now. For the time being. There's another one coming up, but right now there's just this Russian tournament called Schizo Cup, which is a 11K PP combined tournament. Team size 2, 2v2, 2v2, team size 2. Where I am teaming with Insomniatic, and in the qualifiers we placed seed 2, which I'm not sure exactly how to feel about, because we did try. I tried. I think Insomniac was a little sick, so she couldn't play as well as she might have been able to. But she did practice the pool and warm up. So we did try, and I worry that everyone else did not try. And they got such a high seed. So really, they're underseeded and we are overseeded. But anyway, we're seed 2, and so we have a comfortable bracket ahead of us. We actually have a match at 1, so about an hour and a half, that our opponents said they were going to FF, but who knows what'll actually happen. I think it's not set in stone until they actually do not show up. Yeah, it's not in the website yet. But anyway, it's 5.6 star pool, I think, around there, 5.5. 5.6, I think it is, yeah. So we'll be okay sight reading against Seed 31, even if they do show up, I think. So that'll be what's going on with me in the tournament scene for a couple weeks until just look for a second here. Stinky Panda Cup. Which will be a 35K plus 2v2 team size 3 that I'll be playing with Light and Insomniatic. I don't know when it starts though. Probably after Schizo ends. So just one tournament at a time for me for now. I really would like to get that skill cap up. I have this great plan to be able to set a 600 by next June, which is, 11 months away. But the plan is to just incrementally set higher and higher PP plays each month and actually try to do that. And so far I've only set a 300, well, 2 300s, I guess. So by the end of the July, part of the plan here is I need to set a 325, which I think I can do, but then by the end of August I need to set a 350, and so on. So we'll see. That's what's going on with those two. I watched a movie yesterday. The Odyssey. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. I gave it 4.5. 4.5 out of 5. What did I say? I said effective. A great adaptation. This is what I need to heal for. I need to heal so I can, if I ever do get stuck for a second, about how to, say the next thing, I can ask the heal a dumb question like, what did you think of the movie? And they'll say something like, I didn't see it. And I'll be like, oh, what the fuck are you? What are you doing? Oh, forgot I was gonna make this try to not have swearing in this, but it just came out. So I could censor it, or I could leave it in and not worry about it until it would actually matter. But does it matter or not? I think it either matters now or it never will. Someone's home. Someone's home. Yeah. Anyway. I'll I'll probably bleep. Is what I'll do. Maybe not bleep, but I'll just like make it go silent. I'll cut it off. Make it silent for the word. So it'll just sound like what the, and it'll come back to me going, I want to not have swearing. Subconsciously get quiet now. Someone else wandering around. Anyway. Defy the gods. Matt Damon. Matt Damon. This was a movie when I found out about it several months ago. I thought, that does sound good. And then, hype grew and grew, and expectations were high. And I think they were met. It was a good watch. When I first heard about Matt Damon being Odysseus, though, I thought, I don't know if that sounds quite right. Because when I think about Matt Damon, I think of him from Oppenheimer and The Departed, I think it is, where he's like a side character, talking to the main character like, hey, and so it was hard to see him as a lead in this Trojan era epic, this Greek mythology hero. But to my surprise, he played it well. He had me forgetting he was Matt Damon. So kudos to him. I remember talking with my coworker about who instead of Matt Damon should be Odysseus, and I forget all the people we listed, but I remember thinking about Idris Elba, and I still wonder how an Idris Elba Odysseus might have looked or felt. I still feel like that would have been a fun Odysseus. But yeah, I already forgot who we were thinking other people could have been to play it. I think Ben Affleck came up, but I doubt he would have been much better than Matt Damon. I mean, maybe thinking about it, you would think Affleck might be better than Damon, but after seeing the movie, I actually doubt Affleck would have been better. Maybe we should do a Theo thing and look up male, older male actors. Like 40, like 30s. Oh, I just realized I have search things. Looks like everything's okay though. 30s to 50s male actors. Oh yeah, what's his name? The 007, the Spectre guy. Robert Pattinson. I don't think Robert Pattinson would have been a good Odysseus. Yeah, who's the... Daniel Craig. Maybe. Adam Driver. That would have been funny. Definitely not though. Let's go on IMDb here, see what we get. Greatest actors of the 30... Oh, this is like an actual article created by someone. Celebs. Trending people. Who? Actor, producer, director? That I've never heard of? At number 1? I think I may have seen him before. Anyway, who's trending? Anne Hathaway. Tom Holland, no, too young. Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling as Odysseus. That's a funny thought. He's too skinny. Yeah, he's too skinny. Tom Cruise. John Bernthal could be a mean Odysseus, maybe. I think when I was talking with my coworker, we threw in Leo, but he's a little too pretty. Statham at number 55. That would be funny. What is something Odysseus says? I don't even know. There's not really like memorable quotes from the movie. He says like, "I'm Sinon." To Hades. Robert Pattinson says, where are you gonna send me? And he says, to Hades or something like that. So Jason Statham going, to Hades. That's a terrible accent, but Henry Cavill. No. This list is awful, man. Jake Gyllenhaal. Dwayne. Okay, maybe. Right. Denzel Washington. Yeah, I mean, well, this is just who's trending on. I wonder if we could just do guys. Oh well. Anyway. Robert Pattinson, Travis Scott, and John Bernthal. Not John. John? Was it John? Yeah, it is John. Jon, John. John Bernthal, which is not in the top here, but oh well. Who, when I heard were in the movie, I was a little worried. Oh, and Zendaya. Or Zendaya. However you say it. Because Tom Holland and Zendaya and Robert Pattinson are all on this like superstar trend right now, where I think, and this same goes for Timothy Chalamet, even though he's not in here, where I think they're all overhyped, and so it's hard for me to, see the name or see them in the role that they're in and be like, oh yeah, they deserve it, or they're the right actor for this character, because I fear a lot of the reason that they may be in the role that they're in is from hype rather than merit, or any other reason than hype. So I wasn't too fond of that when I first realized that they were in it from a trailer. I was like, oh, I recognize them. That's not good. But they're the only real I mean, it's just so hard, with I was thinking after watching it, it'd be good to have a kid, like a 12-year-old, watch The Odyssey, because there's no nudity and there's barely any blood, even. Like, people get slashed with swords, and so a little bit of like, it almost looks like CGI blood comes out sometimes. It's violent, but it's like Lord of the Rings violent. It's not gory at all. So it'd be good to have a 12-year-old that's never seen any movies before, who's never seen Spider-Man or Mickey 17 or Batman, watch it and see what they think. Travis Scott does a fine job in his role of being a town crier or whatever he is. I liked him in it. I mean, there's also the thing of me just recognizing him from something else, and so that's why I recognize him rather than, all these other names. I recognize Anne Hathaway a little bit. I couldn't name a movie she's in, but that's it, And I recognized the old guy. I'm guessing it's this Himesh Patel guy? No. Well, I think I recognize him as well. Yeah. I recognize him from something. I don't remember. Maybe Chef. But yeah, he was a little odd, I will say. What's his name? John. I don't even want to try saying that. Should we? John L. There we go. A little shortened. Yeah. He was like playing a 80-year-old guy, and it just wasn't working for me. But this is why I think a pair of 12-year-old eyes that have never seen a movie with these actors before would be really helpful, because then they could just take it in for what it is instead of having all this baggage, that us adults have. But I don't have a random 12-year-old I can force to watch this movie, so we're stuck. We're stuck trying to analyze this without trying to analyze this, separating the baggage from the film. It's tough. Obviously, they're not horrendous. They're fine actors. They can say lines. And they can make a face. But the question is, are they memorable are they doing something in this role that only they can do? Because otherwise it should be someone else. It shouldn't be Tom Holland. It should be an uglier, young 20-year-old. How old is Tom Holland? Tom Holland's like 96. So he's 30 now? Jeez. All this Avengers and Uncharted stuff. They should get a young, ugly 20-year-old and have him be the new king. And I think part of it is they kind of blew up the role of the son a little too much. I read parts of the Iliad and the Odyssey my freshman year of high school, and so I barely remember how the actual story goes, but I think the things that stick to the main points are the strongest, and the things that I think, although I could be wrong, it's been so long, I think the things that deviate away from points in the specific events that the Odyssey writes about, the Odyssey has in it, are weaker. Like, I think the final battle at the end is more of a show of Matt Damon swinging a sword around rather than a depiction of a smart tactic from this great epic, like blinding the Cyclops to escape the cave. A little more shallow, So I think, I don't know for sure, but I think the role of the son is not that great. It's not second billing, I think. I think Penelope is second billing. Maybe even the lady, I forget her name. I should recognize it if I see it around here. Eurycleia? Calypso. Charlie. Yeah, Charlie Theron. Like she should be third billing, I think, in terms of most important characters in the Odyssey. And then like the Cyclops as number 4. Yeah, it's kind of tough to do a Cyclops in live action. So it'd be cool if the Cyclops had like a cast member for it, though. That'd be cool. Anyway, still a 4.5 despite all that. What did people say? Dustin said, okay acting, nothing super compelling. Wow. 4 out of 5, but okay, nothing super compelling. Did not like the who could string the bow trope. We saw it together. He was telling me after the fact that he thought it was like Disney-like, the way only Odysseus could string the bow. And so I had a fun time telling him about how old the story of Odysseus being the only one who could string the bow is. So that's kind of funny. The way, you know, because it's just a completely different viewing of the thing. I mean, that's how much Disney has overused the special person idea, or borrowed from these classic stories like the Odysseys. They've now made it overused to the point where someone views the older story, and even though it's older, they see it for the first time and they relate it back to what they have seen so many times before, and I think it's tropey. Which in a sense it is. It's classically tropey. It's the oldest form of the trope that we have. But yeah, so then we have that perspective. I need an 80-year-old who's seen, movies from the 30s and 40s mostly, and grown up with those to watch this and tell me his thoughts of it. That'd be good too. But that's the Odyssey. Not much else I've seen recently. Besides that, the other big thing I've seen is One Battle After Another, which I gave 4 out of 5. What's the Letterboxd average? I think it's critically pretty high. It like got Oscar stuff, but less than the Odyssey, 4.1. Yeah. It's in my opinion, a fun adventure film. I think there's a lot of controversy around it from the political ideas that are in it, but I think oh wow, I really wrote a bit here. I think a lot of people didn't see the humor in the political ideas that I think was depicted. But yeah, I compared it to A Working Man, with how Leo has to save his daughter, and yeah, how it's like the other side of the the silly KKK meetings that you would have to have a password for, and was just a adult version of a secret treehouse club. It was just the left side of that instead of the right, where there's code words that you have to memorize 5 lines of random words for, and they make fun of it. It's I guess people just weren't able to quite tell their expectations probably were a certain way, and I think that's what I learned from that is expectations will curb your experience, especially in watching a movie. With everything, obviously, but especially with watching a movie. And I think that's some substances like marijuana will do is they'll remove, or they will limit your unnecessary expectations, and so you'll be more open to whatever the director was potentially trying to show you. And so that's why I have this famously ridiculously high rating for Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. If I can find it. I guess I've seen a lot of movies since then. Might have missed it by now, but is it really that long ago? Must have been years ago then. Oh, there it is. (2023) Yeah, 3 years ago. Was it will it tell me? Yeah, 3.6. Will it tell me what month? November. So yeah, about 3 years ago. Yeah, and the only person I really recognized was Dinklage, so that probably helped with the not having much baggage. And yeah, a brilliant satire, and I stand by it to this day. Haven't seen it since then, but that's what I got from it when I watched it. So if you like satires, watch A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Especially if you watched the first 4 Hunger Games movies, which are decent enough. Fun little lead with Jennifer Lawrence. But yeah, I've been lacking on the watching movies game. The last thing I watched was Training Day, and I have Sneakers up next on the docket. I've just been not watching for weeks now. We'll get to it eventually, though. First, I gotta catch up on all the anime I haven't been watching from just working all the time, trying to only play Osu. Stop playing my dailies now because I figured it was time to grow up. Stop playing my dailies. It's been good not logging in daily to a thing that is really ultimately not worth logging in for daily. There you go. We shall upload. Should we upload the other one? I should probably edit out the silence that I had in for like 15 minutes. Yeah. All right. Let's see if I do that, huh? Tim Dillon records in the morning. He's even drinking his coffee, but he ends it sometimes by saying good night, which is odd because it's like probably 10 a.m. for him at the latest. I was gonna say good night like him, but it's midday. It's 12:14. Good evening? No. That's how you would intro. Goodbye. Maybe he says that sometimes. I don't want to copy Tim Dillon though. I gotta say my own thing here. Let's think. What should I say? End it off. Well, I have to have a good rant here. I've just been talking about movies and stuff. I have to have a good rant. No, I don't. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drink this dirty Mountain Dew. 270 calories. Jeez. It is so sweet. Oof. Oh well.